it's Theresa Borg. And what I want to do is to bite the bullet, if you like, and I'm just going to open the course wherever I open it, and I'm going to speak about whatever page, whatever subject jumps out at me. And this is really kind of taking me out of my comfort zone, if you like. But I want to just see what happens. I want it all to be okay, even if, you know, I go blank and I can't say anything or I'm talking rubbish. I want to start opening up to the Holy Spirit, really just having an opportunity to talk through me, and whatever happens, I'm gonna let it be okay. Okay, here goes. So, this is page 523, Perception and Choice. Just going to read one paragraph. To the extent to which you value guilt, to that extent will you perceive a world in which attack is justified. See, I have to stop there. This is what happens to me. I can only read a line or two and then I have to think about it. To the extent to which you value guilt. Now we know from the reciprocal relationship of giving and receiving, what you value is really important, because in some ways you'll fight for that, you'll protect that, you'll defend that. So it's really important to know, to understand what it is that you value, and to value, if you like, the right things. So to the extent to which you value guilt, to that extent you will perceive a world in which attack is justified. So if I really value guilt, I'm going to protect it, defend it, really see it as an important part of my life. And we know that that really is one of the ego's best tricks, isn't it? It's its best weapon, if you like. To the extent which you recognise that guilt is meaningless, to that extent you will perceive attack cannot be justified. So the more that I realise it's meaningless, the more I will realise that I can't attack somebody else, and it's not worth defending. It's not worth defending. Listen to that language. The value has gone. I'm not valuing it as much. So if I can start to get rid of my guilt, then that makes me a calmer, more peaceful person, because I don't have to get defensive. I don't have to attack others. I'm not valuing that way of behaving anymore, which is why obviously most of the course is about undoing the idea of sin, you know, and guilt and punishment and all of those things. This is in accord with perception's fundamental law. You see what you believe is there, and you believe it is there because you want it to be there. This goes back to Nick Arandez's talk on Saturday, where he was saying that why don't we give up the world? Why don't we give up the dream? And it's because we value it. We value it. When I was talking to somebody about all of my questions on Saturday, the ladies in the tea room, when she was telling me, just drop it. It's either ego or Holy Spirit. All of this questioning, this searching, just drop it. In my head, I clearly heard, and I laughed and I told her this. I said, my ego is going, oh, there's no fun in that. Where's all the joy in that? So I actually valued, and because I've been programmed to value education and all of that sort of thing, you know, there's deep programming there about valuing, questioning, and where it's getting you, because it's tied to learning, isn't it? What are we doing? We're trying to learn the course and all of that. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, as everything is. So let me read that again. This is in accord with perception's fundamental law, basic law. You see what you believe is there, and you believe it is there because you want it there. So you're seeing your expectations, you're seeing what you believe the world is and what you want the world to be. That's what you're seeing, that's what you're experiencing. Perception has no other law than this. The rest but stems from this to hold it up and offer it support. This is perception's form, adapted to this world, of God's most basic law, that love creates itself and nothing but itself. Let me read that again. Perception has no other law than this, that we see what we want to see and we value it. The rest but stems from this, to hold it up and offer it support, i.e. everything is playing into that first premise, that I'm creating the world that I want, basically. Even if it's miserable, on some level I'm creating the world that I want, and I value that misery. I know lots of people addicted to their misery. Try and help them, give them this idea, give them that idea, move them forward. But they actually love the attention that they get from being sick, or their poor me story, which, you know, we see them with love, and you offer, but, and you know that at some point the Holy Spirit will get to them, but it's, you know, it's difficult to see when you know the answer is so easy as such, is there waiting for them when they're ready to listen or to hear it. This is perception's form, adapted to this world of God, of God's more basic law, that love creates itself and nothing but itself. Love creates itself and nothing but itself. So we know that God is pure love. It created us, the Christ. Love creates itself, created the Christ, created us, and nothing but itself, nothing else. Therefore, you must be love. You are love. There can't be sin in love. There can't be guilt in love. There can't be punishment in love, because love is whole. Love is one. Love is unity. And therefore, it must be an illusion. Guilt must be an illusion, must be a perception. And we know perceptions are not true. They may be true for the perceiver, but intrinsically they're not true, not reliable. There's my perception and your perception, and the two may be very, very different. So I think that went okay. I'm quite pleased with that. And I hope that's been helpful in some ways. And I think I'm going to kind of just keep doing this and keep building up the trust and building up the faith. And let me just see if I can get some kind of little gem from the Holy Spirit to end. Really putting myself on the spot now, but here goes. And so I'm hearing the seek but do not find. So if I'm addicted, let's say, to my guilt, if I love the guilt and I value it and I'm not prepared to give it up yet, and yet I know on some level I should be, you know, doing better, becoming a nicer person, doing my self-development work, and that, the ego will go, yeah, okay then, let's read this book. We won't do the exercises in it, we'll just read this book. It lets me seek and seek and seek, but never actually lets me find the very thing that will help me, truly help me, to see that guilt isn't something to value. And again, it comes back to, doesn't it, why we perhaps all struggle with the Course in Miracles to start with, is that it's the one thing that the ego really wants us to keep away from. So I hope that's been helpful. Given with love, hopefully received with love. Any comments gratefully accepted. Please like, subscribe and share, and I'll see you tomorrow.